Hey! This time I'm going to do something a little different. I'm starting a new tag, and I got a cheat. I got everything on a tablet here. So, this tag is going to be called, How Do You Do It? 6 questions. A little different than the other 6 question ones. Okay, and this one starts out number 1. Oh, yeah, the questions will be below. So, okay, what type of shelter do you use? Tent, hammock and tarp, or something else? Personally, I use a hammock. Just started to, actually, in my backyard. I've used it a few times out there, and I like it. Next summer, I want to try it on at least an overnight in the forest. Most of the time, I have used a tent and a tarp by itself, but the tent was starting to get hard for me to get in and out of because of my knee. So I wanted to try a hammock. So I bought one, tried it in the backyard a few times. I like it. So that's probably what I'm going to try or to start out with next year. We'll see. Okay, question number 2. Do you carry a stove when just day hiking? If so, why and what type? Okay, so I do carry a stove when I day hike. I like to have a cup of coffee or a cup of hot cider or even a cup of hot tea when I'm on a hike. So yeah, I carry one along. And usually on the day hikes, I will take my alcohol stove with me. Even with the fuel, it's a tiny bit lighter than the pressurized gas stove. And I also have a twig stove, but I use that mostly when I'm camping. And usually not for cooking. Okay, question number 3. Do you hike or backpack ultralight or heavy, and why? I backpack heavy, mainly because probably more so than I always have, but everywhere that I go is quite remote, and with the possibility you might have to do an overnight, I have everything with me. Everything is if I was going to actually do a camp. I carry a small tarp, I carry a sleeping bag, carry a jacket, carry first aid kit, water, my water filtering system, everything. So I pack heavy, and that is why I pack heavy, because of where I hike. It's not some place you want to be stranded and not have the equipment you need to survive. So that is number 3. Okay, number 4. Do you pack into your camps or car camp? And again, why? I pack into my camps mainly because I like the peace and quiet. Car camps are usually located close to a road, even if you're using a dispersed camp, and you got cars going by, this, that, and the other. And in a campground, there's just too many people around for me. I'm just a grouchy old codger. I need my time to myself. So I hike in and don't car camp much, although I do want to try a car camp next year, but a dispersed one where the only thing I'm going to have running by is a forest road. So, and I'll still be pretty much by myself. I want to try that next year. We'll see how it goes. But that was number 4. Number 5, do you use a campfire at your camps? And why do you use or not use one? Well, I use one if there's not a fire ban on, and sometimes I use a normal campfire, but most of the time, just because I'm basically lazy, I use my twig stove as my campfire, and not a whole lot of wood preparation there. It's quite easy to take care of. I just get a big pile of twigs and bust them up as I go. And not only that, it doesn't sit out there and throw a lot of sparks around on my tent and stuff like that. But if I can have a campfire, I'm probably going to have some type of campfire. Okay, number 6, and the last one. Okay, do you primarily bushcraft in your campsites or use modern gear? I primarily use modern gear, but I do a little bushcrafting around the camp, like maybe building a sawbuck to process wood and to prep a chair, a camp chair. Mostly just building the tripod now that I've got that hammock chair, which is quite nice. All you need is a tripod to hang it on and you're good to go. So, and the tripod takes no time at all to build. So that's why I like to do that. So that's the end of the 6 questions. But what I would like you to do, if you're going to accept this tag, I would like you, at the completion of your 6, I would like you to tag at least 3 others. At least 3 other channels. So we can see what everybody's doing. It's just going to be a fun tag. Hopefully everybody will think it's fun. I do. But, so, that's it for this time. Stuck in the house again. Rain and gloom and... yeah. Okay, and my tags for the how do you do it 6 questions is going to be the Lone Woodsman, and I'll leave links to their channels below. Summit or Nothing, and I would like to hear from both Trev and Nate on this one if you could possibly do that. And then Hiker 85. Those are my 3 tags for this tag. So until next time, this is Max with Hike Camp, stuck in the basement again. Bye for now.